we're going to go Damesh, followed by Jonathan. Oh, no.
Winnie's iPhone.
No, it's okay. That's
Winnie's iPhone.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Just give us a second. Hang on. Anyway, you can hear them.
The AirPlay passcode from Winnie's iPhone is 4266.
It's not Vinny O'Connor, it's our Vinny.
Winnie.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm afraid you're going to have to not see them, just hear them, but we can hear them anyway. So we're going to say Damesh, followed by Jonathan Overend for PLP, and then we'll go to Juliet from the BBC. Damesh, you've got the first three, and then we'll go to Jonathan.
Good afternoon, Jurgen. I just want to reflect on Sunday, just very briefly, first of all. I know victories bring momentum, but has Alisson's goal brought a different kind of momentum, a different kind of feeling for those final two games?
In that moment, nobody thought about the next two games. Obviously, we were just only celebrating the moment. But of course, it's in football and life like this. If you have some downs, you are influenced by it. If you have a high, you should be influenced by it as well. So that was obviously a high for us, and it must make the job easier at Turf Moor. But it changed the mindset a little bit. So that's how it is. And it it kept us in the race. That's the most important thing. So yes, it was a very special moment, very special goal from a very special player, which makes it obviously all very special. But we are all, honestly, we have in the dressing room afterwards, I've never watched a goal more often directly after a game than this goal. But since then, it's all fine. We know exactly nothing really happened apart from we are still in the race, but we are not even close to think we would be already halfway through because we know how high the hurdles are in front of us.
Jose Mourinho once said that his second place finish for Manchester United in 2018 was one of his biggest achievements. So it didn't come with a trophy. I'm just wondering, would you feel the same way if Liverpool got top four, given everything that's happened, not only for every club, but for your club in particular this season?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't want to compare with other things. So it's even still nicer, and it's very complicated and difficult as well to win whatever, because you have to be consistent. And even as a season you're winning whatever, it's never without any setbacks or any problems during a season. So I don't want to compare it, but it would be massive. That's true. Absolutely massive. And much better than we would have thought maybe a few weeks ago when it was out of sight for us that we can come that close. So since then we won a few games, brought ourselves in the position we are in now, and now we want to use that. That's clear.
Final one from me, Jurgen. It's about a former Liverpool manager in Roy Hodgson. He'll leave Crystal Palace at the end of the season. Just your reaction and words of tribute, perhaps, and could you see yourself managing at the ripe old age of 73?
Okay, let's start with the second part of the question. No chance. Hopefully I'm healthy and alive then. That would be already a great achievement, but no, I will not coach anymore. But you're young enough, obviously, if I'm still on the bench, then you can remind me on that. So, and tell me what rubbish I spoke years ago, but it's not in my plans at all. Roy Hodgson, one of the very, very greats of our business, years and years ago, when really early, I've said it a couple of times, my former manager Wolfgang Frank, who introduced in Germany like the ball-orientated defending, and he showed us a lot of videos of Arrigo Sacchi, but as well from Roy Hodgson from his time in Switzerland. So all these kind of things. So he was obviously part of the inventive team of this kind of style. And so I knew him long before I met him. But when I met him, it was even better because a really, really nice guy, I have to say. And obviously high energetic, that he obviously thinks he has to do this stressful job in this kind of slightly advanced age. But he did a great job again. So staying in the Premier League is for all teams who are not fighting around the European spots, a massive achievement. And he did that again and again with Crystal Palace. He obviously formed there a group which followed him completely, and I have to say I couldn't have more respect for what he did and how long he did it and on which level he did it. So I'm not sure he will retire. Maybe he stops only at Crystal Palace and searching for the next challenge. I would be not surprised about that. But on the day when he, then finally finish, football will lose a really great person of the game.
Thank you. And we go to Jonathan for 2 questions from PLP. Jonathan.
Thank you. Jurgen, just to follow up on that, I mean, as Damash mentioned, obviously a former Liverpool manager, will you be helping to ensure that he gets the send-off he deserves on Sunday at your place?
How can I be involved in that? How could I be involved in that? Sorry?
No, I'm just talking about that. It will obviously be his final match, won't it, on Sunday? So I'm sure you personally will not. I'm not talking about the match. You know, I'm sure you personally will ensure that it's a fitting farewell.
From my point of view, 100%. But that's not so far. Nobody asked me about that. Or I don't think it's my job. But he was here as a manager. He worked here, and as far as I know, the Liverpool supporters, and there will be Liverpool supporters in the stadium. He will get absolutely a nice farewell. But obviously, before and after the game, during the game, I hope we can do something differently. But that's not important in the moment. So we play Burnley. Yes, as much as I have influence on it, he will get a proper farewell.
And just on the significance, Jurgen, of a top 4 finish, there are many obvious reasons why this would be an incredible achievement.
Sorry, I have to go back.
Oh, sorry.
Farewell. Does that mean he retires? Usually, you only get a farewell when you. Sorry.
Farewell to Crystal Palace.
A farewell to Crystal Palace. Okay. So, yes, he will get that definitely. Sorry.
Yeah, he said it's time to sort of move on from top flight football. So take that as
those championship, more games. I love that.
not
a great idea.
I just wondered, Jurgen, just as far on the significance of the achievement. Obviously, there are many obvious reasons why this would be an amazing achievement if you finish top 4. But I'm sure there are many other reasons behind the scenes, possibly that we don't even know about why this would be such an accomplishment. Can you sort of summarize in your own feelings towards that?
No, because I don't want to speak about it, because it always sounds like for us it's very, 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 very important. You saw that in the faces of the players when Ali scored a goal. So, but we can speak about what it means if we have to speak about it on Sunday after the game. But now we play Burnley, and I really don't like these talks like we would have made it already before we play Burnley. And Crystal Palace. And that's absolutely that would be, in my mind, at least disrespectful. And I don't want to think about it, what it means. In a moment, it would mean for us, if we have on Sunday still a final for us, then we had a positive result at Turf Moor. So that's all what it is, and depends on other results. If we don't win on Wednesday, then we don't have a final on Sunday. So these kind of things, but we only have to focus on this one game. That it means a lot, I really think I don't have to explain that, because you could see that in the celebrations at West Brom.
Thank you, Jonathan. We'll go to Juliet for a question, and then we'll go to Ian Kennedy from BBC Merseyside.
Jurgen, talking about those celebrations and the faces of the players as well, I just wanted to ask you, because when things weren't going great, there was a lot of question marks over, would the players stay if you won't achieve Champions League football and things like that. There was quite a bit of negativity around from the outside, not from the inside. But Mo Salah's reaction was absolutely priceless when Alisson scored. And it just showed how much love he has for the club, but also for his teammates as well. And what a team player he actually is.
I'm not sure why that's a question, because it sounds like you are surprised. I'm not. So a week before, when he scored the 4th goal at United and closed that game, I saw nobody was as fast as him, so nobody could be as close as we were together around the West Brom goal. But I could see in his face his determination as well. So look, for me it's difficult to answer these kind of questions, because I don't feel these things. You see, we are together every day, and I know how much more is committed to this team and this club. So I don't need a goal celebration to realize, oh, look, now everybody can see it. For me, it's a completely logical thing that we celebrate goals like this, because he is working his socks off since he is here. and is in a really good moment, which is absolutely helpful for us. And hopefully it stays for the last 2 games like that. That would be even more helpful. And that's it. So I was never in doubt about his love for his teammates or the club, not for 1 second.
Thank you, Juliet. We'll go to Ian Kennedy, BBC Merseyside, and I'm going to finish the open section with Carl Markham from Press Association.
Hi, Jurgen. Just on Alisson's goal, again, one of the things I thought was interesting was the quality of the delivery of the corner from Trent Alexander-Arnold, because when you go into a situation where you know it's the last play of the game, you're under pressure to put it in a good ball, and he did that, didn't he? Which made the goal possible.
This was a world-class corner, not the first, hopefully not the last of Trent. Nate Phillips could have scored if he would have left his eyes open. Probably if Ali missed the ball, I think Sadio was still in a quite interesting position. So that good the corner was, and true. We shouldn't take these kind of things for granted. Absolutely right. We saw brilliant players, world-class players in decisive moments delivering a rather average set piece, because it's quite common that in the last second of a game that there's another set piece, it's a free kick or a corner or whatever. And that, the corner, the cross made it happen. Ali had only to put his head on it, but he did that quite well as well.
How pleased are you with Trent's form at the moment? Because the game before, I think he was the man of the match at Old Trafford against Manchester United. So obviously ending the season on a really good note from his point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. But he played a good season. He had the problem that he played, I think, with around about 20 odd different center half pairings, which is just tricky. He's still a young player, has to organize. Has a much bigger part in organizing the last line than he had previously. So means from a young world-class talent to a defensive organizer is a step, but he did that as well. So yes, he's as well in a good moment, and long may it continue for us. Very important. Without Trent's shape, not only his, but we would be in a different place, definitely.
Fantastic. And final questions in the open before we go to the Embargo section. Carl Markham.
Hey again. In a strange way, has the injury problems helped with the momentum and rhythm, because you've been limited with the sort of choices you've had to make, and so you're putting out the same side. I mean, yeah, in rhythm, Thiago for one is benefiting, and I know Matt will mute me, so go sneaking as well. If you've got any of those players back, any team news wise as well.
No, not at all. Not a little bit. The problem is what we had. It happened with injuries, obviously started pretty early. That always puts everybody else under pressure. Some other players were injured in a specific, like we started the season, like Ox, for example. Then Shaq got some problems and these kind of things. So they came all back step by step, but then you usually have a stable formation where you can throw them in. We never had that. We always had to sort first and foremost the real problems. And it means we had to keep some players more often on the pitch than we would have done in other seasons. The young boys were not ready in the beginning to replace the center halves. We had to work a lot with them. You cannot just throw them in. It's with young players especially, it's not fair. Just throw them in the hot water and then you just realize that they are not ready to swim. So that makes no sense. And that's why it was all a massive challenge for all of us, but it didn't help the rhythm or whatever. Thiago is an example. So yes, he's a world-class football player, but he came as well from a pandemic with after the lockdown in Germany, when they started playing again, he had to play Bundesliga games and the Champions League final. Came then here to a new club with a little break only, arrived here, got injured, and had to restart again with a team who was not settled. So that's massive. That's nearly impossible. What he did in these moments is absolutely incredible. Now things look like more settled. That's clear in the moment, with some results going in our direction, which helps as well, gives confidence to everybody. Now it looks different and better, but it's just we are not even halfway there. Thiago is not halfway there. The team is not halfway there. We have just to keep going and improving.
And I've not been muted. So any of those players coming back, the ones that are injured?
Not for this game, but that's Millie will train today. Is that then enough? Being involved tomorrow, I will see. Diogo is actually, when the swelling went down, we did another picture, and it looked better than in the first place with the first scan. When in the CT you could see it better, and so it's a tiny little chance for him for the weekend, but it depends on how he improves now. That we have to see that. But it's good news, obviously, for Portugal and for Diogo himself, with the Euros, as they're not in danger at all. So that's good. If it's good enough for us, we will see.
Okay. Ox and Keita.
Oh, Ox was ill. Yes, Ox is back.
Yeah.
Navi wasn't part of team training yet, so that will be not enough until tomorrow for sure. Ox was in team training, so he's back.
Thank you very much.
There we go. Now I'll put you on mute.
Thank you.
Finally.
Indeed. Okay, we go to the embargo.